Have you ever stopped to think about where our biggest ideas actually came from? I mean, really. Well, today, we are firing up the time machine. We're going to take a whirlwind tour of four incredible ancient civilizations that, honestly, didn't just build empires. They built the very foundation of our modern world. We're talking about the fierce warriors of Rome, the brilliant thinkers of Greece,
The absolute master builders of Egypt.
and of course, the powerful rulers of ancient China. Look, these weren't just people from history books. No way. They were the pioneers who literally shaped everything we know today. So, what do you say? Ready to explore? All right, let's do this. Our journey starts right now. Okay, first up on our tour, we're heading to the sun-drenched deserts along the legendary Nile River. And here we are. Welcome to ancient Egypt. You know, for more than 3,000 years, this place absolutely thrived under the pharaohs. And these weren't just kings, they were seen as actual gods on earth. And their ambition? Oh, it was huge. It wasn't just about ruling for a lifetime. Nope, they were building for eternity. And just to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, think about this. The Great Pyramid, it's over 4,500 years old. That means it was already ancient when the Romans were just getting started on the Colosseum. I mean, that's just mind-blowing, right? It's an absolutely staggering testament to their skill and, well, their sheer endurance. So, what's Egypt's legacy? What do they give us? Well, for starters, these breathtaking pyramids. Then you have this incredibly complex society, all built around their godlike pharaohs. And, of course, one of the world's very first writing systems, those beautiful and, let's be honest, pretty mysterious hieroglyphics. All right, time to pack our bags. We're leaving a civilization that was all about the afterlife, and we're hopping across the Mediterranean. Our next stop? A place that completely redefined life itself. We're headed to a land of rugged mountains and, you guessed it, groundbreaking philosophy. So here we are in ancient Greece, and the vibe here is totally different. The focus wasn't so much on building giant tombs for the afterlife, but on figuring out life, right here, right now. You had guys like Socrates and Plato literally walking these streets, asking these massive questions like, hey, what even is justice? Or what's the best way to live our lives? And you know what all that thinking led to? Probably their most radical invention ever: democracy. Think about it. For the very first time, the power to rule wasn't held by some king or a distant god. No, it was in the hands of the people themselves. That one idea, it would echo through history and, yeah, change the world forever. So their legacy, it's really all about the mind, isn't it? They gave us philosophy, which literally means the love of wisdom. They gave us democracy, power to the people. And they gave us these epic plays and stories that, amazingly, we're still captivated by today. Okay, next stop on our trip is a big one. We're jumping halfway across the world to an empire that had the sheer scale of Egypt and the incredible organization of Rome. This was a land of just brilliant practical inventions. And here we are, ancient China. This is a civilization that lasted for thousands and thousands of years, ruled by these incredibly powerful emperors and dynasties. And let me tell you, they were absolute masters of organization and engineering on a scale that the world, back then, had just never, ever seen before.
And if you want proof of their ambition, look no further than the Great Wall. You know, it's not just one single wall. It's actually a massive network of fortifications stretching over 13,000 miles. To put that in perspective for you, that's like driving from New York to LA and back, and then doing it all over again. Just incredible.
But it wasn't just about big walls. China's innovations were so practical, but also totally revolutionary. They invented paper and even early forms of printing, which, as you can imagine, made it way easier to share knowledge. And of course, they mastered the art of making that luxurious silk, a secret they guarded fiercely for centuries. All right, time for our final stop. We're heading back west to an empire that kind of took a little bit of everything we've seen. They had the big ideas of the Greeks, the ambition of the Egyptians, and that incredible engineering skill we just saw in China. They put it all together to become the undisputed superpower of the ancient world. Welcome to ancient Rome. Man, the Romans were the ultimate builders and organizers. Their army was this incredibly disciplined force that conquered a huge empire. And their engineers, they built these grand, magnificent cities, just filled with wonders, like the iconic Colosseum right here. And speaking of the Colosseum, This thing is just a monument to their genius. It could hold over 50,000 spectators. That's the size of a modern football stadium. And get this, they could even flood the whole arena to stage mock sea battles. How cool is that? It was the absolute spectacular heart of public life in Rome. But Rome's foundation, it wasn't just about conquest. It was built on concrete and code. Seriously, they engineered thousands of miles of perfectly straight roads and these massive aqueducts to connect their entire empire. They created this complex system of laws that, believe it or not, is still the basis for many legal systems today. And yeah, as the Colosseum proves, they mastered epic entertainment on a scale nobody had ever seen. So, wow, what a journey. But now let's kind of bring it all together. Let's connect the dots, because the big question is, how do these ancient worlds still echo in our lives today? Well, the truth is, their legacy is literally all around us. I mean, from that sheer ambition to build massive structures that just seem to touch the sky, something we saw in both Egypt and China, all the way to the world-changing ideas that are the bedrock of our societies. Think about it. Greek democracy, Roman law. This stuff isn't just ancient history. These are the actual pillars we are still building on today. You know, every single one of these civilizations left a permanent mark on our shared human story. So I want you to think about it for a second. You've got the monumental builders of Egypt, the radical thinkers of Greece, the brilliant inventors of China, or the master organizers of Rome. If you had that time machine, which one would you punch into the dial first? Where would you go?